The problem that stemmed our conversation with the American Red Cross was all about disaster donors. So the Red Cross, as you know, you think about them in two ways. First and foremost is responding to disasters, and secondly, they're a fundraising organization. They're very good at maintaining relationships with donors, getting people to donate on a regular basis, trying to engage them in a number of different ways. But what to do about disaster donors? What to do about people who give perhaps for the first time because of, say, an earthquake in Haiti? How do you engage those kind of people? How do you find out how those types of donors are different than the regular ongoing sustaining donors? What kinds of messaging do you do? What kinds of expectations do you have for them? So in general, how are disaster donors different than regular donors? And how should the American Red Cross go about building and maintaining relationships with them?
So it turns out that there are business school faculty around the world who are really interested in tackling these kinds of data-oriented problems. So some of them are statisticians, others are psychologists, some of them are in marketing, but across a wide variety of fields, there are faculty who want to understand business problems and want to provide solutions to them. So what we do as an initiative is we actually take the data set and the problem context and present it to researchers around the world via a webinar to show them what the problem is. And then they react with, a couple pages write-up. If I had this data and this problem, here's how I would approach it. We worked together with the Red Cross and picked 6 project teams to actually tackle these problems. And they'll be working on that over the next couple of months. And we'll come back to the Wharton School about a year from now, and we'll hold a symposium, and they will present all of their solutions to the Red Cross.
The beauty of this approach is that it invites and we encourage a wide array of different kinds of approaches. So for instance, I'm a statistical modeler. So I want to take the behavioral data that we have and try to build a predictive model of who will donate, how much money, when, and how they might differ based on people's donation history. So again, if someone gave a first-time donation for a certain kind of catastrophe versus someone who's been giving on an ongoing sustaining basis, what can we build predictively from the data that we have? But that's just one small slice of the way that someone can approach a problem like this. And so the beauty of it is there'll be statistical methods or just other completely different approaches that I have no training in at all, but other researchers around the world are spending all their time on those kinds of approaches. So the beauty is opening up these proposals and finding out what other people are saying they would do with the data and the setting.
So we've just awarded the data to a team of psychologists at Baylor University. And their plan is to actually, instead of looking at the data like Pete would, they're actually going to open up the letters that were sent to donors and try to understand what kinds of psychology is at play when someone reads a letter from the Red Cross asking for a donation. After that, they're going to actually try to develop some new psychological theory, test that in the lab with student subjects, and then possibly even take some of their ideas and test them in the field with the Red Cross, which we're really excited about. There's other teams that just say, it would be easier for business decision makers if they could have a way of looking and plotting this kind of data. And it's hard to plot this kind of data. It's not like just a simple pie chart is going to do, because we have these people, they're giving over time. It's not really clear how to visualize that. And so I'm really excited to have given the data to a team at IBM TJ Watson Labs, who's actually, these are the people who invented Watson, who played Jeopardy. They're actually going to try to develop better tools for business decision makers to actually visualize this data and understand what's happening in their donor data set.
This is the most exciting part of the whole process. I mean, obviously we want to deliver research and we want to see a difference happening with the organization. But to see their reactions when this array of ideas is put in front of them, so again, whether it's statistical approaches or psychological theories or just other technologies, and for them to say, that one resonates, this one over here, not quite as important. It helps them figure out the kinds of skills that they want to develop, and that by itself is just as important as saying, here's a research paper, go implement it.
we have actually a full docket of these kind of what we call research opportunity programs for 2012. So they'll include companies like SiriusXM, NCSoft, which is one of the largest massively multiplayer gaming companies in Asia, Mars Incorporated, the candy company, General Motors, and the list kind of goes on from there. So we're excited to make this sort of an ongoing program of the Wharton School.